So I started when I was about 11 years old, but I actually really started tennis when I had like whooping cough when I was younger, and it made me kind of tired, weak, and sick, and that was probably like 6, 7, 8 months. I didn't do any sports, and when I came back, my cardio was down. I wasn't really that strong, so I was looking at my mom was like, "Oh, it's fun to sport that's non-contact," and kind of, that we thought didn't take that much energy, which is not true at all. But at the time, it's kind of a superficial thing you think about tennis. So then I started going to tennis from there, and I took a few intro lessons and just kind of got hooked on it, fell in love with it, and then realized obviously it's not as easy as you thought, and it requires a lot of cardio, but it got me, going into it and got me really into a sport. So I probably started instructing with, part-time early on in college. I enjoyed teaching, because I had taught like kind of in high school, other kids on my team that maybe weren't in the lineup or JV. I just did it for, to help them out or for fun. At that time in college for part-time, it was a good way hourly to make some decent side money, and it was really something I was like, hey, I can get good side money, and I enjoy, helping people get better, so it was a good fit. I thought Morgantown is an area where it's a growing area, and there's really a need for good sports, good coaching, and there's definitely a demand for it. There's not a lot of other tennis clubs. And once I kind of started building a client base and seeing that this is something I could really do full time, and I began doing, seeing, I can do about 40 hours a week. I was like, I could really make a good run at this and have a career that I enjoy doing every day. So that's kind of, luckily where it ended up. Sometimes kids want to play video games more, like some of the younger kids, and I find that some of the challenge in the first 5 to 10 minutes is connecting with the kid, engaging them, and making them, just convincing them it's a fun environment, it's a fun atmosphere, and worth putting down a video game to come and do it for an hour. And I think that connection with them is very important, that they understand that I care about them as their coach and that I want them to have fun. Kind of seeing the student satisfaction when they strike the ball correctly, when they do it right, you can kind of just see on their face that they kind of light up knowing they did it right. That realization that they can do it, they can accomplish that, and I think it's rewarding to see them do it. If they can understand the concept of how to stroke the ball, they can really excel even past a kid that might be more athletic on the basketball court. That kind of gives them an outlet where they can actually have success and win, and sometimes those lessons and those athletes can be more rewarding when they kind of surprise themselves at what they can accomplish.